below the meniscus, if you can see there. Oh, come on. If you read it just below the meniscus anyway, she's at 62% alcohol by volume, which is right where we want it for adding our oak. And what I'm going to be popping in there is some dominoes, little oak dominoes, and some called tobacco, a couple of teaspoons of that, which is 2 of these are medium toast, one of these is a heavy toast, and this tobacco, which is oak chips, but predominantly long grain oak chips. They're not cut very, very short, so it's not getting a lot of the end grain tannins and stuff. I'll add a couple of teaspoons of the heavy toasted oak into this as well. That stuff came from, in New Zealand, that stuff came from the lovely Roberta at Bouchard Cooperage in, down in the South Island. Very cool people to deal with. I don't have any financial gain from showing you this. It's just I know how much trouble I went to try and find someone that had this stuff in New Zealand. So I just simply pop my dominoes in there, and I'll put 2 teaspoons. This stuff leaches out very, very quickly, the tobacco. I'll put two teaspoons of that in there as well, just to help it kick it on its way. And that is basically it. Pop the bung on there. Rubber, I know rubber is not ideal. I'll hopefully have some ground glass tops for these in the next week or so. Again, something else that's very hard to find in New Zealand, but that sits there, and I like to run behind it and just chugs away for, well, you can already see. That little wisp starting to come off that the domino there. It's leaching it just out all the flavour, the wood essences and the vanillas, straight out of that dominoes there. That guy's just pouring his little flavour streams off. And usually I leave that spirit, I leave mine about 4 or 5 months. That's when I notice a marked improvement and a marked change in the spirit from the oak and from the aging process it's sitting. I'm not putting anything in barrels. I'm not aging it that long, for we're talking years. I'm not doing that at the moment. It gets drunk as fast as I can make it. I've got plenty of friends that like it. So that will sit there for several months and age like that. Now this shot here is taken only about 20-25 minutes after I added the dominoes, and you can already see the change in colour. I haven't agitated this the contents of this bottle here at all. It's just been sitting there slowly leaching out the flavour and the tannins and the colour, caramels, and it will continue to do that for months. But you can see how quickly that there's a change there already. You can see the spirit's not clear anymore. And this is the same liquor after about a day and a half, 2 days now. That hasn't been agitated or shaken. That's just the wood permeating out through the alcohol. So it doesn't take long for that colour change to come through. Oaking and aging are different, but they're intertwined. Aging is changes in the alcohol that take place, chemical changes, as it obviously, by the name implies, ages, takes a time. But the oaking is also involved in that because the oaking occurs over time. So for my test experiences here and my own little brews and batches, usually I notice a significant difference, enough to be drinkable and quite presentable at around 4 to 6 months. And I don't think much of my product has ever made it past 4 to 6 months. Now just before we wrap things up, here's 3 bottles that have had different amounts of oaking and left for different times. These two, this is a rum, this is a smoky single malt, and this is corn liquor, corn whiskey. The various percentages. This is 60 ABV, it's almost a cask strength. I've got a family member who likes strong rum, ex-Navy and all that, so I leave a couple of bottles out at cask strength for her. Single malt, that's 50% by volume, and the corn liquor is 55. Obviously this guy has had no oak. These guys have both had about, these two guys here have both had about 4 or 5 months. About the same amount of time. You see the slightly different coloration. There's not much between them. It's 50% by volume, that's 60% by volume. So it's not been diluted out heavily, but it's just the coloration is slightly different. So yeah, that gives you an idea of what your final product looks like after 4 or 5 months. So catch you later with the next vid. Bye.